In this lesson, we're going to talk about ellipses, and we have our equations up here. We have our horizontal and we have our vertical. So notice that our horizontal, we have our x squared first, and then our vertical, we have our y squared first. Notice the a's and the b's do not move. All right, so on this one, remember that our x is going to go left and right, and our y is going to go up and down. Okay, so for our horizontal, give a little sketch. You do not need to find C, but we are going to have our center, and then we'll have this being our B, and this distance being our A. And then these are going to be our vertices. And then these are going to be up here, and down here are going to be our co-vertices. So if we have our vertical, it's going to kind of look like that. And we will have our A and our B. And then we are going to have, so again, A is always our bigger number. And again, our vertices going this way, and then our co-vertices. There we go. Okay. So gonna actually get rid of this so we can write some other kind of reminders off to the side here. X squared is always written first. So actually, a lot of times you'll see that being swapped. And then A squared is always the bigger number. We have a plus sign in our equation. And it always equals 1 in the equation. The vertices are the A units away from the center, and then the co-vertices are the B units away from the center. Okay, so for our first example here, we have got the A squared and the B squared there. And since we've got it in this kind of form, we usually see this is at 0, 0, and this is there's nothing written with these, because a lot of times you'll see it, I thought it was up there, we'll actually write it. You might see if it's not centered at 0, 0, we'll have our H and our K with our X and our Y above that A squared and that B squared equaling 1. So 0, 0 is our center. Our A here is going to be 3, and that again is left and right, and then our B is 2, and that is vertical. So we're going to graph that at 0, 0. Going horizontally 3 units in both directions and 2 units kind of in the vertical direction. So our vertices are going to be at 3, 0 and negative 3, 0, and our co-vertices are going to be at 0, 2 and 0, negative 2. So in this next example, we do need to get this to be 1. So we're going to go ahead and divide everything by 100 because we want it always to equal 1. And so we wind up with an x plus 3 squared, and 4 over 100 is 25, or 1 over 25, but we're not going to put the 1, plus, and then 25 over 100 there is y minus 1 over 4. And now we're equal to 1. So we have our a squared here and our b squared here, which means a is 5 and b is 2. Again, a left and right and b up and down. And we have a center point at -3, +1. Remember, we kind of do that opposite sign since it's always a subtraction here. So -3 and +1. And so we're going to go to -3, +1, and then go 5 units to the left and the right. And then we're going to go 2 units above and below. And so our vertices are at 2, 1, -8, 1. And our co-vertices are at -3, 3, and -3, -1. So next we're going to go the other direction this time. We are going to write the equation for it. So remember that a squared is bigger number. And on this one, we are going to have the x minus h squared over b squared plus y minus k squared over a squared is equal to 1. So when we're vertical like this, our b squared is going to go first, which in this case is going to be this distance. Here's our b, and then this distance here's our a, because again, a squared is always bigger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're going to take 4 squared, and here's a distance of 2, so we're going to take 2 squared. So again, our a is 4, and our b is 2, and our center here is at 0, 0. And so we're just going to be putting in a 0 here and a 0 here, which leaves us with an x squared and a y squared with a plus between them. And then on the bottom, 2 squared is 4, and then 4 squared is 16, and then it always equals 1. So this last example is going to be our x minus h squared over a squared, because it's kind of going horizontally. Our a goes first, and then our b squared on this side here with our y minus k squared equaling 1. So again, our distance here is a, distance here is b, and so that distance is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5, and then this distance here is 3. So 5 for a, 3 for b. Our center this time is at -4, 2. So you want to take a moment to go ahead and plug those pieces into our form, and you can push play to check when you're ready. And there we go.